I watched this video. Do you guys watch the Gabby show?
Oh, I saw her transformation video. That's what you're talking about.
She was like talking about how like a guy's weight and a girl's weight, like they fluctuate differently. Like a guy's weight can go down like just like this, and then a girl's weight is like.
I know. My dad lost like 20 pounds in like 3 months, and it took my mom like 6 months because like women don't like they're meant to store fat because like they're supposed to hold it for a baby.
What are you guys most insecure about?
Nothing.
You're not insecure about
I don't know. I really don't know. Like, there's not one thing that comes. I used to be really insecure about my weight until I realized I was like, you know what? Like, I don't really care about being skinny because, to be honest, most guys don't like skinny girls. And I'm not doing it for a guy, though, either. And I like food, so it's like, I gotta get over it. So I got over it. And I gave myself, like, a max weight limit. And, like, if I exceed that, then, yeah, you got
What's the max weight limit?
150. Once I get to 150, that's, like, too much. Like, girl. Because my height is, like, I'm supposed to be, like, 135 for being, like, 5'5". I thought I was 5'1". Wrong, I'm 5'5". And you're supposed to be like 130, 135. I'm like 136, 37 right now, so I'm fine. But if I got to like 150, I would be like, wow, girl, you're 20 pounds over right now.
Like the limit for the designated thick girl.
Yeah, I would exceed the limit for designated thick girl. I'll be fat. I'm not trying to be fat. And I used to be really insecure about my skin because I used to have really bad acne. You remember in middle school? Girl, it was like a crunch bar. But then like it went down, and like now all I have is scarring left, so I don't really care about that anymore. I used to really
Your skin actually looks super good right now.
And I used to be really upset that I was short, but
there's really nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, I can't not be like.
I like how she
just
like,
go get stretched.
I don't know what I'm insecure about.
But like I'm not really insecure about anything. Like those things, like I'm not insecure about anymore. I think my voice is really low, but it's not. But I think it is. Like in my head, I'm like, wow, you're a man. But then like I hear it on recording, I'm like, we're good.
Were all your insecurities the same insecurities that I have?
I used to think I wasn't smart enough, and then I realized I was like, nah, I'm just smart in a different way.
I thought myself too.
So it's all good.
This is a lot of information.
Everything that I've been insecure about, I have fixed with like either not caring or my parents fixed it for me. Like I got braces, my parents paid for that.
I think I can't think of like anything at the moment. I'm sure like I could if somebody like triggered me and like like they insulted me and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm actually insecure about that. But like I used to not really like being tall because I was always taller than everyone, and people would be like, how tall are you? I'm like, I don't know, like the tall, like the most tall.
The tallest. I'm the tallest.
And like, but then everyone's like, oh, you could be a model, or like you should play basketball or volleyball, and I'm like, don't tell me what to do just because I'm tall. Like, are you a tall expert? No.
When you're in middle school and you're trying to, what are you, a tall expert? What are you, a short expert?
Probably the same as Brian. Like when I was a freshman, I didn't even have that bad acne, but like it was still enough like that I was insecure about it, so I'd wear like a lot of foundation, and like I think that just made it worse. And at some point I just gave up and I was like, you know what, guys don't wear foundation when they have really bad acne, so I'm not going to either. And I went to a dermatologist and they started giving me medication, and then that made it go away. But then I started to get sunburned, and not that I was like insecure, but it was just annoying because people are always like, you're so white, you get sunburned. And I'm like, actually I used to get really tan, like you can look at photos of me. But now I just get sunburnt nose. If I was going to be insecure, it'd be about fitness. Not even because I don't think I'm like fat or anything, but I just have this standard for myself from like when I used to.
So you always bring it up about your abs, and I'm like, she should.
No, because I like compare myself to my freshman self.
Like I'm insecure about what other people think about me. Like not like oh this is my reputation. Like I don't know why. Like you ever get like someone to see me like that, like. Because that's not how I am, but like you portrayed yourself in a certain way in that moment, and you're like, what am I going to do? Like, have you ever been really bitchy to someone just because you were having like a bad moment, and then you're like, they're going to think I'm a bitch forever just because of that one thing that I did?
Guess, yeah. Well, I mean, like if we're talking about past insecurities, I was like super insecure. Honestly, like pretty much until this year, I had like a lot of insecurities. I don't know, I used to have really bad acne. So I was really insecure about my skin, and like Eden said, I would just like pile on and try to make it better, and it just got a lot worse. And then I was like, I'm just not gonna put anything on it, and it got better. Probably like the biggest like ongoing insecurity is like, I don't know, just like how other people like view me, but not like
You want them to view you in like a good light or something?
No, it's more like I feel like I'm not like wanted in a lot of ways.
That's what I was trying to say. You're
Does that
wording
make
it
sense?
perfectly. When I said reputation, I meant what you're saying, but I just didn't know how to say it. And now that you're saying it, I'm like, that's what she's
Like, especially when it comes to like guys, I'm like really insecure about like, yeah, because like on one hand I'm like, wow, like high school boys are so stupid, boys in general are so stupid, like they don't, and it's like a lot of the times for me, because like I haven't been like pursued in that way that often, it's like it makes me feel like invalid, which is so stupid because I shouldn't feel like I have to be validated by like boys, you know?
Is it like because you're like lonely, or is it because you're just like?
Yeah, no, it's like kind of both, because you know, when you like go throughout high school and you see all your friends like experiencing different things and like getting pursued by different guys and like going through relationships and getting together and breaking up, and you're literally just like in the same place, it's like a lot. You know, I understand that like, oh, you need to like love yourself and know yourself before
We talked about
that. Before you can like get involved with someone. But it's like I'm at the point where like I know myself so well, like I've worked on myself so much, and like I'm like ready, but there's no one that like wants me, so I'm like, fuck.
Is it that nobody wants you, or you just don't want any of the people who have wanted you? Because we were talking about the
No,
other
but it's
guy.
not okay. But the thing is that the guys that like do pursue me, it's not like
A romantic pursuit, like
it's not like genuine. You know
like
what
the-
I mean?
The thing you were like, that wasn't.
He was kind of genuine, but it was also like I feel like he does this with a lot of girls, you know?
Yeah, and you also just were not. You weren't. here
I
for
wasn't like that. Although he looked really good the other day, and I was like, whoa. But
But you just weren't there for that at the time, and you were. Just
at the time, I was like, whoa, no thanks. But I just, yeah. And it's like, you know, when you work on yourself so much and you're like, wow, like,
I'm amazing.
what's wrong with me to like make it? I don't get it.
And then people just tell you like, oh, you're just so pretty and intimidating. And
Yeah, like literally everyone always tells me like, oh, like don't worry, like people are just intimidated by you, like because you like have resting bitch face, or like, oh my god, you're just like too mature for like all the boys here, and I'm literally like, great. Like, is that a compliment? Because it doesn't feel like a compliment, but
I get what you're saying, because they're just like they're trying to validate you feeling the way that you feel because of like the way that you're looking, like, or the way that you're acting. They're like, well,
and it's hard because like, you know, like girls tell me like, oh my god, like
you're beautiful.
Yeah, like the compliments. I'm like, are you lying? Like, isn't that sad? I just like. So I actually like don't know. I was talking to my brother about this actually, and he was like my twin brother, and we were like on the way home, and I was talking to him about it, and he was like, I was like, oh yeah, like I literally feel like I'm ugly, and he was like, are you stupid? Like you think you're ugly? And I'm like, yeah, and then he's like,
no,
and
like,
it was just like weird because like we don't really talk about that stuff, and like he was just really surprised.
Yeah, girl talk with your girl.
Oh, it's been girl talk with your girlies.